think I have a little situation on my hands. I was hoping to get the ducklings delivered to the farm last week, but at the last minute I got a note from the hatchery saying that they were going to be delayed and I wouldn't get them till this week. They said that they were going to be shipping out on a Tuesday. I just got this email though from the hatchery saying that they're going to show up sometime between Tuesday and Thursday. That is a wider delivery window than I had hoped. I just made arrangements so that I could be working from home on both Wednesday and Thursday. And I clustered and bundled all my meetings up to Tuesday. And so now I've got this dilemma of they might actually show up on Tuesday. And if that's the case, I'm gonna be in Montpelier, and that's not good at all. For those of you guys who don't have context of Vermont geography, Montpelier is about a 45-minute drive from the farm. So I'm gonna be over the next 24 hours checking my phone constantly. The Postal Service is gonna give me text updates on the status of where things are at. I'm gonna just be crossing my fingers that they don't show up until Wednesday. I guess what I need to do is think about how I prepare and get ready for these things to show up when I'm not here. Eesh. I really wish this was gonna play out differently though. Even though it doesn't seem likely that the ducklings are gonna come today, I'm gonna make sure everything is exactly ready so if Allison has to pick them up, she doesn't have to do too much work to take care of them. Also, for people who saw me do the Brooder tour and Brooder build know, I've actually really weasel and predator proofed this room. So chicken wire all through here. I've also developed a triple lock system here, here, and here. So even little raccoon hands can't get it up. And it makes it a little hard for someone like Pablo to get in. Oh, another safety feature I've added. I put this chicken wire here to try to protect from anything coming up and hitting the lamps. Just really don't want a fire hazard of any sort. So I'm just trying to be super careful. I also built this tray for the waterers. The idea being that if the ducks splash, it'll get caught in that tray and it won't make all the pine shavings disgusting. We'll see how this theory works out. It may or may not work. Everybody's ready to go. So I'm just about to leave Montpelier and head back to the farm, and I got a status update on the ducks. Apparently they're still on track to arrive at Thursday night at 8 p.m., which doesn't make much sense. Here it is, you can see it for yourself. If I'm looking at the tracking history, you know, the birds arrived at the facility in Chular, California at 4:55 p.m. last night. The ducklings were then sent to the San Jose Distribution Center at 6:10 p.m. last night. They spent several hours at this San Jose Distribution Center. It looks like the ducks left the San Jose Distribution Center around like 3 o'clock this afternoon. I've got to admit I'm pretty worried about the status of my ducklings here. The good news is the ducks didn't show up at the farm and Allison didn't have to host them, which I know she was totally stressed about, so that's on the plus side. The downside is they didn't leave California until about 2 or 3 hours ago. Just got a text from the U.S. Postal Service with a status update on the birds. And it's actually good news. They're saying that the birds were just delivered at 9:26 p.m. to the distribution center in Nashua, New Hampshire. Nashua, New Hampshire is not that far away, so that's pretty exciting. And that might actually mean that the ducks will show up tomorrow. So now it is Wednesday morning and I'm still waiting on the ducklings. I'm not sure if they're gonna come today. I hope they come today. For the ducklings' sake, I hope they come today. Kind of drives me nuts. There's definitely a lesson learned in this situation. I think in the future, as I try to buy birds and ducks and that sort of stuff, I'm gonna try to buy something much more local, because this shipping approach is awful. It doesn't feel like it's a good thing for the birds. I mean, next time I really want this to be a bit different. Guess what, guys? I just got a phone call from the post office here in Peacham. The ducklings are arrived. I'm going to pick them up right now. Amazing. I was so worried about dead on arrivals, and there's none. There are no dead on arrivals. They're all doing relatively okay. This has been pretty darn exciting. I feel like I went through some really low lows and some really high highs, and now, after all of this planning, they're finally here. It just feels darn good. I mean, look at him. Look at him, he's so cute. Little duckling. First real livestock on Goldshaw Farm.